Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our guests watching us today or tonight, depending where you are. My name is Salim Hilail. I'm a product manager for Oracle Apex, and I would like to welcome you all in our first session of the Business Innovations webcast series. In this series, you will hear and learn directly from companies across the world, spanning diverse industries, on why they are investing in low-code application platforms and how they're using Oracle Apex to build applications to deliver new innovations for their business. Each month, you will hear directly from a new customer via a live webcast about their unique use cases and innovations. The new series can be reached by visiting the link that I have just shared in the chat. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button to get our notifications about new sessions. In today's session, I have my manager from Oracle, Ashish Mohindra, our Vice President, Product Management for Apex. Welcome, Ashish. I'd like also to welcome my guest speakers for this session, Bilal Ramadan, together with Vaso Layakuli, who are leading the delivery division of Munich Re HealthTech. Welcome, Bilal, and welcome, Vaso.
Thank you, Salim. Glad to be here.
If you have any questions, let me remind you, please feel free to ask them in the Q&A section, and we will answer them when possible at the end of today's session. I'll leave the floor now to Ashish to give us a short introduction about Oracle Apex for those who did not hear about the product before. Ashish, the mic is all yours now.
Thanks, Salim. Can everybody see my slides, I hope? So first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody on the very first episode of our Business Innovations series. And I'd like to give a special thanks to and a welcome to Bilal and Vaso from Munich Re, who is a special guest today as part of this series. We are, like Salim said, this is a recurring webcast series starting today, and we'll do one episode a month in introducing you to a new customer who talk about their innovations with low code and the use of low code with Apex. I am Ashish Mohindra. I'm the Vice President of Product Management for the world's most popular low-code application platform, also known as Oracle Apex. Before we start, I'd just like to give you a quick overview of what Apex is, especially for people that are new to Apex in this community. So Apex is the world's most popular enterprise low-code application platform. It enables you to build scalable and secure enterprise apps with world-class features, 20x faster with 100x less code. Oracle Apex delivers the most productive way to develop and deploy mobile, web, and desktop apps everywhere, whether it's on the cloud or on premises. Now, when we talk about the world's most popular, we're not just staking a claim in the market, we actually is backing it up with facts. According to a recent IDC survey that was released last year, they surveyed over 1,000 companies worldwide, asking them about their use of low-code or no-code platforms. And as you can see, Oracle came out as the #1 platform of choice for a majority of these companies. So even though we may not be as well known in the market for this category, most use in this category for sure. Not only do customers use us a lot, but they also actually like when they use Apex. So when Gartner did their peer insights review, where customers provide their own feedback in terms of the technology they're using, whether they like it or not, or where they rank it, Oracle Apex again came on top ahead of all other vendors in the space. And over 200 of our customers actually came back and filled out these surveys talking about the use of Apex, and they rated Apex 4.8 out of 5. That means they really like the technology and are very happy with their use overall. Now, not only is Apex used a lot by our customers and rated very highly by our customers, it's also a very strategic platform for Oracle itself. So if you listened to or you saw Larry's keynote at Cloud World in October in 2022, you would have noticed that he actually highlighted 2 strategic technologies for Oracle as the foundation for our next generation application development platform. And it was a combination of Oracle Apex and Oracle Autonomous Database. And the reason for that was when we were looking to build next generation applications, we actually found this combination as the most productive platform of choice in terms of delivering those applications, whether it's for the cloud or for mobile applications for our customers. And a great use of that was as part of the pandemic response system that Oracle built what we call the application was called Resafe. This application was used by over 140 million users around the world, and it was built very rapidly with Apex as the core application development platform. And what Oracle found was, compared to traditional mode of application development, Apex delivered a 10x productivity gains in terms of building out these applications for our end users. Now, if you look at the architecture, or I would say a high-level overview of the architecture for Apex, it consists of the core platform, which is of application definitions, runtime, and local data stores. On top of that, we have what we call a REST API layer, or we call Oracle REST Data Services. Through these REST APIs, you can connect to Apex applications, or you can actually pull data in and out of multiple systems. In the back end, we can connect to any data store. The typical myth of Oracle Apex is it's only used with Oracle database. Like, you have to only have your data in the Oracle database for these applications. That's not true. Oracle can connect to any third-party data store, whether it's Oracle, MySQL, or any other third-party databases out there. And on top of that, you can build interfaces, whether it's a web application, a mobile application, or a desktop application. Now, the beauty of Oracle Apex is, with this application platform, you can have any kind of user or developer building applications on it, whether it's a citizen developer with very minimal knowledge of programming, or a very advanced professional developer, or a data scientist. They all use the exact same platform to afford their workloads. They can build any sophisticated machine learning algorithms and application on top of that, or a simple database, forms-based application for simple data entry. So it really spans the spectrum of any kind of application you can be built with Oracle Apex. Now, these applications with Apex can be deployed, whether it can be deployed in the cloud or on premises. So the whole notion of build once, deploy anywhere really does stand true with Apex. And that's one of the big reasons that we're seeing incredible adoption of Apex in the market. We have over 2 million plus live apps with Apex today worldwide. We saw an incredible growth over the last couple of years. Especially last year, we saw about a 7x year-over-year growth in terms of net new applications being built with Apex. We get about 3,000 plus new apps created on Apex on a daily basis around the world. And we have a pretty large community of Apex developers. So thanks to you who have already used Apex, we have over 500,000 Apex developers worldwide, with about a 25% year-over-year growth. And this is all basically organic growth, because once people tend to use Apex, they tend to build net new applications, and then tend to tell their friends that this is a platform they should be using to build their applications as well. Now, typically, when you think about low-code application development, you think about a limited application development framework or a platform where you can, where it's great for simplistic applications, but not so good for sophisticated apps, especially when it comes to enterprise-grade applications. Or, the kinds of workloads are limited, or the number of users it can scale to can be very limiting, or the way the pricing is done could be very expensive. You may start out with very low cost, but as you grow, the price exponentially rises with these platforms. With Oracle Apex, we are kind of breaking through all these limits. So we call our platform low code without limits. It's the same platform where you can build very simple apps to highly sophisticated applications. You don't need to really learn new things. You don't need to add in new libraries, new capabilities. It's all encompassed in one platform. So you can start out simple and build really complex applications, like a lot of our customers have done that. We don't put any limits in terms of number of workloads or types of applications you're building. We only charge you by the amount of compute you're using and the storage you're consuming. Nothing else. Everything else is up to you using the same platform to build your applications or really put solutions for your business needs. Also, with the same platform, we have no limits in terms of the number of users you can scale to, the data input and output, throughput, and so on and so forth. A lot of the competing platforms really limit you in that regard. They charge you per user. They can charge you for data ingress and egress fees, throughput, and so on and so forth. But again, Oracle Apex, our pricing is not based on number of users, developers, end users, and so on. You can start with a simple maybe about 10 users and scale it up to millions of users on the same platform. And the only thing, again, you pay for is the amount of CPUs you using, and the amount of storage you're consuming. And finally, like I mentioned earlier, the platform is extremely portable. So there is no limits in terms of building an application on your desktop, and then porting it to the cloud, to moving to another cloud. You do that simply with Oracle Apex. You can start with your on-premises application, move it to Oracle Cloud. You decide to move to a third-party cloud, you can do that with ease, or vice versa. So with Oracle Apex, you get genuine or true portability as well. Now, in a nutshell, the platform is an all-encompassing platform. It's a comprehensive platform for all your application development needs. You have capabilities for data modeling, APIs, UX, lifecycle management, all from a single vendor, all packaged together for you to build your applications with ease. A few things about Apex that does differentiate it in the market. First of all, we don't require you to install any software. Everything is available in the cloud. It's a single-click provisioning. We do not generate any code in the backend. A lot of the low-code systems may be declarative in the UI, but in the backend, they're generating a lot of code. And that means when you're upgrading your applications, when you're making changes to it, when they're up, new patches, it requires a more cumbersome process to deal with those intricacies. With Oracle Apex, all of that, because it's declarative and it's completely model-driven, no code is generated, we make it very easy for you to do all of those things with Apex. And also, since we are very tightly coupled with the data layer, we do not have any data latency. So when you are actually accessing data or reading or writing data, we can do that at a much higher performance than any other systems in the market. So we call it zero latency architecture. And the result of that is when we compared application development compared to traditional mode, especially in the case we did a study against React.js, we found that the same application, we could develop that 38 times faster with 20x less code. So again, the value of low code, especially with Apex against traditional development, is very obvious when you look at these results and these studies. And the last thing in terms of the capabilities, with Apex, we talked about developing desktop and cloud applications. It's very, very easy to develop mobile applications, especially progressive web apps. All you have to do is just turn on the switch in the development framework, and you can get your mobile application right there. You don't have to write any new code. You don't have to re-render. You don't have to do anything. You get, just by simply turning on that switch, you get a mobile app, a desktop app, and a cloud app at the same time. Now, in terms of how do you get Apex, Apex is easily available to you. It's included with all database editions and versions. So if you have any Oracle database from XE to Enterprise Edition to Exadata, you already have Oracle Apex with it. Like I said, we don't put any limits on developers and end users or apps. You can build any unlimited number of these applications, scaling up to millions of end users, not worry about your price escalating at the same time. Also, it's available in all database services on Oracle Cloud and any other cloud. So if you actually are using Oracle Database Cloud Service, Autonomous Database, Oracle Exadata Cloud Service, you already have Apex, access to Apex with you. And lastly, you also can start out with Apex as a free option on Oracle Cloud by signing up for Oracle Cloud free tier. So it's the perpetual free tier where you can actually build Oracle Apex applications for free without paying a single penny to Oracle. Now, in terms of Oracle Cloud, we offer 3 fully managed services for you. Like I mentioned, you can get Apex Cloud Service for free as part of the Oracle free tier. With that, there are some limitations. You get to use 1 OCPU, which is equivalent to 2 virtual CPUs, and a maximum limit of 20 gigabytes in storage. So you can actually, this is a great way to kind of test out, start out building your applications, see if you like it. And then when you need to scale, you go to a price version, which is Oracle Apex Service. It's a fully managed service. That means Oracle takes care of all the maintenance, operational details, uptime of the service. You don't have to worry about any of that, upgrades, patching, so on and so forth. Over here, it's a priced option. You can scale from 1 OCPU. If you need more than 1 OCPU, up to terabytes of data. And you can actually scale from one user to thousands of users, or even up to millions of users on the service. Now, Apex service does have some limitations in terms of full access to Oracle database. So if you need full access to autonomous Oracle database, you also get Apex and autonomous database. It's a little bit more higher price option for us, but customers that need the full capabilities of the database do want to prefer to go that route. Now you can see more details about the differences in these three services on the slide. You can see how these systems scale from 1 OCPU up to 120 OCPU, 28 OCPUs, to big storage from 1 terabyte to 128 terabytes, and so on and so forth. So you can see all the value of these different services options from Oracle. These services with Oracle Apex is available anywhere Oracle has a cloud data center. We have about 55 global cloud regions for OCI. So as you can see, we have pretty much global coverage, and you get Apex everywhere. And as we add new regions, Apex is going to be available in those regions as well. Apex is also available in Oracle dedicated region. So if you want to have a private cloud, you can also get that with Oracle OCI. Because of this, we have thousands and thousands of customers today worldwide that are using Apex. And now I'd like to actually hand it over to Bilal Ramadan, who's the Chief Delivery Officer of Munich Re, to talk about their use of Apex. So welcome, Bilal.
Thank you, Ashish. Let me share my screen. Do you see my screen?
Yes, Bilal.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay. So good evening, good morning, everyone. So I'm sure that all of you have already heard about Apex, and they have maybe some experience with it. However, many out there are still looking for some evidence that makes them believe that such a framework can really help building impressive and mission-critical applications. As Ashish mentioned, it is a free that comes with Oracle database. So is it really possible that a low-code framework, which is free, can deliver on the promise? So here I'm going to share with you today our success story with Apex. This is a story that started with skepticism, telling you the truth, but turned out to prove to me that such a development framework provides scalability, reliability, and peace of mind, and at the same time can cut your development cost dramatically. Before we continue, just let me introduce Munich Re HealthTech, who we are, what we do, and what we offer. So Munich Re HealthTech, or MRHT, is a division of Munich Re, one of the world's leading providers of reinsurance, primary insurance, and insurance-related risk solutions. We are in the business since 1995. As MRHT, we have been exclusively developing and implementing digital solutions for healthcare insurance companies and third-party administrators worldwide. We have offices in Greece, in United Arab Emirates, in Singapore, and in Cyprus. And of course, our mother company is in Munich Re, which is Munich Re. Since 1995, we have adopted Oracle as the underlying technology, and we are still doing so. What you see here is our current footprint in the global market. We are serving currently 24 organizations in 19 countries, spanning from Europe to Latin America, from Asia to Middle East and Africa, including primary insurers, TPAs, and reinsurers. So our portfolio here consists of three main products. The main one is the MedNext, which is our flagship product. It is an end-to-end system for health insurance players, supporting their full value chain from issuing quotations to member enrollment or onboarding to claims management or adjudication until payment, including, of course, insurance management. The second one product that we have in our portfolio is Shield. Shield is a system that detects and prevents fraud, waste, and abuse in medical claims before they are paid. in a real-time manner during claim adjudication. The product combines deterministic and machine learning models that automate the medical adjudication of claim and justify denials. The third system is SMART, and this is our topic for today. It's a product that we are offering to handle the reserving and portfolio monitoring. All these products are built on Oracle technology, as I said before, which is based on Oracle on open architecture. They are workflow enabled and they are cloud ready. So, what's the story about Apex and SMART and how it started? Before we go there, SMART basically combines in one tool sophisticated claims reserving for actuaries, advanced portfolio and performance monitoring, forecasting, and of course, pricing. SMART has been architected for high availability in an Oracle database, and it is optimal to be hosted on Oracle Cloud. SMART is built using Oracle Apex, which is a low-code development platform that enables you to have rapid application development. And the foundation of SMART application is basically the Oracle database, where all the processing and the data manipulation and the business logic is executed. So this architecture for us guarantees zero latency data access. It guarantees top performance and scalability out of the box. Now, before SMART, and what are the challenges that we faced? So basically, the process of reserving and monitoring, I don't know if we have actuaries also among us here, is really complex, and it was time consuming for us. It was error prone and not user friendly. The whole process of the data preparation, setting reserves, and providing insights was taking literally days, sometimes up to 15 days. We used multiple technologies and expensive ones. Also, we were using Excel as part of the solution that we're offering, and Excel was really problematic when we start dealing with big data. The solution that we had led to a complicated and expensive process of development, deployment, and maintenance. And of course, we had to distribute tons of Excel files to end users like underwriters, sales team, and that was really not manageable at a point of time. Also, the solution included providing a set of monitoring tools. However, customer required somehow a way to work on their forecasting and perform reserving. So basically, they needed to interact with the data with almost all the BI tools that we have worked with. They did not offer this. We did some workarounds trying to use some features in some tools, which called the write back features. However, that was not really satisfying to us, and we did not get really an optimal solution there. The other thing also, we have a solution, and our customer base was growing, and we wanted to productize the service and scale it up. So the existing solution also was really limited in this, and it didn't allow us to do this because we wanted to change the business model to offer SMART as a service, as a SaaS model. The other thing also, internally, the business intelligence and the data analytics department, which developed or maintained the old solution, had fewer data engineers and business analysts with good skills with Oracle and PLSQL. So given all these challenges, it was obvious that the solution could not be maintained, and our ambition to go and scale was not possible. So it was essential to start this SMART transformation as soon as possible in order to address these challenges. So what we wanted to have, we had a list of requirement, let's say, that we need to fulfill in whatever technology we want to adopt. So we are looking for a new technology or a framework that allows building modern and fresh-looking applications that are really both fast and secure, because here secure is very important for us because we deal with very sensitive data, health insurance data, which are very sensitive. So security is top priority for us. At the same time, we needed also a technology that provides stability, scalability, and required less maintenance. So I have a small team. I don't want to multiply all this team and incur additional effort for me. And as an organization, we wanted to sell the product and become profitable, of course. We had to find ways to replace the expensive licenses with more cost-effective solutions and with, of course, professional support. Support is very important for us as an organization. So also, we wanted to have a technology that enabled us to have both on-prem and cloud implementation. The ambition was to offer Smart in the cloud as a SaaS, which was impossible using the existing stack. We wanted also to be safe as possible by leveraging the available assets we had built so far. We had a lot of PLSQL code already developed before, and we didn't want to reinvent the wheel. And we have some people who knows PLSQL, so also we didn't want to get additional and new skills and get into training. So, and we've done some work, and you know what? Such a framework existed, and it was named Apex. So, we have made our research, and really I was pleasantly surprised to discover that Oracle Apex was really well supported and was used to build and run scalable applications in a modern and dynamic environment. As we wanted to implement a fresh and specific look and feel, because we didn't want to have the out-of-the-box look and feel of Apex, we have specific processes, we have specific look and feel screens. So we extended the framework of Apex with Apex plugins, client-side JavaScripts, and PLSQL scripts. And as our strategy is to offer the product as a SaaS on the cloud, it was a relief to know that Oracle Cloud Database and Oracle Apex were very well integrated. They were highly compatible and require minimal application maintenance and support. So the nature of Smart is to process tons of data and still have acceptable response time to the user. Because the Oracle Apex runs within the Oracle database in close proximity to the application data, our application can be executed with maximum performance and scalability. This eliminates the complexity from corresponding middle tiers, making it highly streamlined and very cost effective. The development was also relatively very easy. I would say we were lucky to get on board an experienced partner who were experts in Apex. The partner, we searched for it. We found a partner in Poland, Pritius. I think they are also with us today. They led the development, and we worked together as one team. We have spent the first month to properly architect the solution. We separate the front end from the back end, creating the core of the solution versus the customization layer. The customization layer is very important for us because we deal with multiple countries, and maybe each country may have its own requirements. So we want to have this customization capabilities. And of course, we included many crucial architectural work in order to ensure a simple and easy maintenance after the go live. So what is the result? The best evidence, of course, the results can only be measured by evidence, and the best evidence for me can be measured by the customer feedback and the impact on the business results. So in terms of business results, there is a very clear correlation, and we have the data to support this, between using Smart and better organization performance. When I say performance, I'm talking about profitability of their products, about their health portfolio. Some users clearly acknowledges the difference between how they used to do their work compared to how they do it now with Smart. And you can see here, I have some codes displayed. Apart from doing the work easily, it is also the transparency that it provides to everyone across the organization with only pressing one single button, because the application is online. The moment the actuary finish his reserves and publish, everybody will see the results and everybody will see the same information across. So there's no discrepancy between one report and another. Everybody will see the same thing. That was very important for us. Now, the application is used daily by more than 300 insurance companies across multiple countries. The efficiencies of the application have resulted in reducing the reserve setting from 15 days to 20 minutes. And I mean it literally 20 minutes. We have reduced this to this number of minutes. We have also savings. For instance, one customer reported savings of 20 million euros in 3 years. And this is only one insurance company reported this. The simulation of what if scenarios, for instance, sometimes in the previous solution, we used to take 3 days. Now it is reduced to few minutes. Also, we managed to get over the usage of Excel in the process, and this is by itself an achievement. So shifting people easily from using Excel to use this tool, I think that was an achievement for me and a sign for success. Now, apart from the customer dimension, there is also the internal dimension that has to do with the development efficiencies, ease of maintenance, and the cost implications. The best evidence is that the product works and doesn't require any serious maintenance or bug fixing. We had, for 4 years, 64 incidents only from the time we went live. For me, that's a great success. We have also 0 security incidents. Implementation time was very fast, considering the project scope and the complexity. Smart, if you see the video that we have, it is really a complex application. It has monitoring, it has a lot of logic. So doing this in about 4 months, that was also very quick. We have 0 application licensing cost, as Apex application and the user cost are already part of the application database. So here, when we talk about 0 cost, it means that if you have the Oracle database license, of course, you will get the Apex free. The other thing, also the learning curve for me was astonishing. So the knowledge transfer was done in the record time, and the team was able to implement almost everything independently afterwards. Given also the close proximity with Oracle database, it can leverage many of the database features very easily. We were able to enforce and meet data residency requirement that we have received from customers by using Oracle database sharding technology, and at the same time achieve linear horizontal scalability and fault isolation. This is really done without having one single line of code on the application level. And my colleague Vaso will go through this feature in a while. So now users using the first version of Smart were provided with ready-made dashboards, and they were navigating the various KPIs in order to monitor their portfolio. Recently, we have enhanced Smart so that it can perform the monitoring in an automated manner and really send alerts to users based on their configuration. So if an alert is raised, an email or notification will be sent to the subscribed user or user group, and pressing the specific alert link, Smart will show the analysis already performed and shows the user the key driver that caused such an alert. Users, of course, can drill in, deep dive, understand more details. I will leave now the ground to my colleague Vaso in order to do a demo for Smart and show you also the sharding capabilities that we have in place. Vaso?
Thank you, Bilal. Let me just share my screen so that we can start the demo. I hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Perfect. So what you see now is an overview of the login screen of our Demo Smart application, where one of the very recent developments, which became available only last year, is the alerting functionality, which can be used in order to inform users when a specific key performance indicator has exceeded a particular threshold that the end user can set up for specific parameters. For example, I can see here in my alerts, in my notification section, that the loss ratio key performance indicator has exceeded the threshold of 80%, and it's running at 81.1%. And it allows me to explore the information and see why this has happened. By clicking on the Explore Data, the tool is going to direct me into a data analysis section where I will be able to see the main issues, the main contributors to this loss ratio. Let's minimize this. Okay, so what we see in the screen is a set of key contributors that have driven the loss ratio to go over 80%. What we can see here is an analysis of the key policies that contributed to this loss ratio, and we can see that the first policy has contributed over 200% to our loss ratio, while the actual loss ratio value has been running at almost 99%. This contribution is weighted within the data via analytical methods, in order to show us the contribution based on the overall loss ratio, but also weighted by the overall premium that each policy is paying. We can see this. We can see the contributors based on different dimensions. This is just a sample dimension that I have available in my data, in my configuration data. However, the tool allows us to configure the section and add several different dimensions, and not just the ones that we see here. For example, here I can see that the outpatient sector of the data has contributed over 700% to our overall loss ratio. And we can see that the actual loss ratio is running over 90% for outpatient, while for inpatient it is running at about 53%. This is just a sample of what the tool can do. However, the tool has a lot of capabilities that allow us to analyze our overall portfolio, especially for group business, where it gives us the capability to monitor the performance of every single group policy underneath our portfolio. It allows us to assess what are the top performing policies and what are the bottom performing policies in our data based on their ultimate technical result, which means that the tool does not only take into consideration the performance of the business as is now, but it also forecasts what every single policy is going to ultimately cost, so that it gives a better idea to the underwriter or the actuary or the client manager when they need to discuss with the policyholder upon renewal for the upcoming renewal percentage for every policy. On top of that, the tool gives us the capability to analyze detailed information about every single policy. We have a very detailed framework within SMART, where we can compare prior underwriting years for every single policy. We can compare data for inpatient and outpatient with a lot of detailed KPIs, run simulation analysis, and keep all the actual work that an underwriter or an actuary would need to do within Apex, within SMART, without him having to go outside and work on Excel or other platforms. This is a very high-level demo of what SMART can do. I will stop sharing the demo now, and I will continue with what we actually did on Apex on SMART, in order to also test whether it is whether we could use it with sharding technology. So another interesting part regarding Smart is that we are offering Smart in a software as a service solution. So this means that all the data for our clients, they are hosted locally in our Munich Re HealthTech data center. This means that all data for all users who want to access Smart, they need to be transferred in the Munich Re HealthTech cloud, and the users, they access the tool by accessing a URL that we are providing. This approach that we have been using for several years is not optimum at this point in time, because during the last few years, we have several countries that have actually applied data residency laws, which are limiting us, and they are forcing us to review our approach and see how we can actually satisfy data residency laws and at the same time maintain the low cost of the Smart application for the end user, and also limit the application maintenance and the user maintenance that we need to do in order to service our users. For this purpose, due to this, we assessed Oracle sharding technology in order to see whether it could fit our Smart model and how it could fulfill the requirements that we have. The advantages of the sharding technology within Smart, they can be summarized into the following areas. First of all, sharding resolves the geographical data distribution issue that we have for our clients. Secondly, it allows us to keep and to maintain central application layer without having to have separate applications for every single client. The additional cost for the client in this case is minimum, and it is just the additional shard, the additional database cost that will need to be installed locally or on the local cloud so that we can store their data there. This means also that we do not have to do any application modifications in order to serve Smart on a sharded technology. For us, this is very important because we did not want to have to reinvent the wheel for Smart. The only actual small modification that we were required to do was regarding our VPD, because Smart utilizes VPD, Oracle Virtual Private Database, in order to limit the data of the different clients. The potential disadvantages that we also had to examine during our tests was, first of all, we were concerned about potential data latencies because of the different shards and the catalog database and the connectivity between them. We found that actually we did not face any data latencies, and that was a very big plus for us. Secondly, we needed to take into consideration whether the client would actually want to have his own local installation and did not want to share the application layer with other clients. And finally, we considered potential application redesign that we may have to do. And as I said, we found that we did not have to do any application redesign. The only changes that we did have to make were related to the VPD. In this slide here, you can see in very high level the architecture that we used in order to assess Smart on Oracle sharded technology. What we did is that we used two different shards and one catalog database, which was installed in the same area, in the same location as the first shard. And then on top, we installed ORDS and Apex on the catalog database. The information and the tests that we performed in order to assess the Smart on the sharded technology included a lot of different cases, a lot of different test cases underneath in the data. The way that we approach this is that we had the assistance of the Oracle product development team, who actually helped us in setting up the two different shards and the catalog database. We installed, as you can see here, two different shards. One was installed actually in Germany, and the second was installed in the UAE cloud, if I'm not mistaken, with the catalog database being installed in Germany. We used a subset of our smart data model tables in order to assess the functionality of the tool. As a sharding key, we used what we call the organization key, which is already available in our data model, and it actually segregates the data of different clients to each other. So this is a very good candidate for a sharding key for us, because it already identifies the location that every client needs to be stored under. So for us, one organization can belong to one location. And this was very good. For any application that needs to be assessed for sharding technology, you need to take into consideration very seriously what your sharding key is going to be. Because if your application does not contain it, you will need to assess and make potential changes in order to make it shard ready. The tests that we did then were taking data from our smart database and uploading them into the catalog database in order to assess whether they are going to be stored in the appropriate shard. We also tested that by accessing the catalog database, we can see all of the data, and that by accessing every single shard, we see only the data related to the particular shard. An additional test that we did is that we tested what kind of statements we can run, because Smart is an application that we need to run and update big amounts of data at the same time. So we tested whether the merge statements run properly, insert as select runs properly, updates, all these types of functionality that we have in the database, that they will work normally in a sharded environment. A final and big test was installing Apex and the Smart application and testing whether it works properly. We found that it works normally without any issues. The only problem that we had was with the Oracle VPD, which we tested in two different versions. We tested in Oracle 19c and in Oracle 21c. With the assistance of the Oracle product development team, we managed to solve all the problems, but we found that in 19c, VPD works for single shard queries, and in 21c, it works for cross-shard queries as well. We have gone with the approach of 19c because it's an official version, it's an official release, and we are actually waiting for the next official release that is going to contain the cross-shard queries VPD as well. So from our side, we have ensured that Smart is going to work properly on a sharded environment in the same way that it actually runs on a non-sharded environment, with a very small adaptation of the VPD in order to handle the whole functionality. So that's it from my side, and back to you, Bilal, in order to see best practices.
Yeah, thank you, Vaso. Just a last comment from my side before I give the ground to Salim for question and answers. So in order to wrap up, so I would say if anyone would like to engage into a similar digital transformation using Apex, I would recommend, for instance, based on the experience, first is to choose the right partner. If you don't have the experience with it, look for a consulting partner who would help lay down the right architecture and the governance with you. Involve your team your team to get the experience and be able to better support and enhance the application as you go further. Allocate time to work with the customer and your business users to get the right user experience and build the UI that best fits your processes. And don't be afraid from this. I think from my experience, when I saw our UI UX designers designed really fancy screens, I thought that this will not be implemented with Apex, and I was a little bit worried. And to my surprise, that was easy job to be done. So don't worry about this. And one of the biggest challenges I would say that we faced is to move from the old solution to the new solution is the adaptation with the Excel. So for me, I didn't fight against Excel. I didn't cut it. I tried to, let's say, provide within Apex some functionalities in order to ensure a smooth transition from the Apex, from the Excel, using Excel in order to let the user get used and adopt to the new Apex functionalities that we provide. And as I said before, it took a little bit of time, not too long, and Excel is not in the picture anymore. So this is what I want to say. I have some comments here about future consideration, what I would like to see in Apex. Maybe this is also for Ashish and Salim about the future roadmap. Would like to see more maybe advanced workflow in order to help us, in order to streamline our processes in a similar way like Jira, you can draw your processes. This is the main feature that I would like to see maybe. Also we are introducing machine learning within Smart in order to do the reserving also, but we are leveraging the Oracle features and R in this. So having it in Oracle automatically, Apex will leverage this automatically. So I believe it is, we are already there. So this is from my side, Salim. I think it's now to you to see how we're going to manage the Q&A.
Sure, thank you. Thank you very much, Bilal. And thank you, Vaso, for the great demo and presentation. So we have plenty of questions. Maybe we'll not answer all of them. Let's start with a question that you might have answered already, but probably we just can re-emphasize. How did you manage data sovereignty and GDPR?
GDPR, you mean?
Yeah, GDPR, sorry.
Yes. Vaso?
Of course.
I will give this to Vaso. Yeah.
Yes, let me take this. Okay. We have an internally developed process in order to handle GDPR within Smart. First of all, Smart allows the end user to remove data at will, which means that the administrator can remove data, can remove runs, can upload data. So it's up to the end user to delete and include data. On top of that,
with the proper roles, just to mention,
of course,
not every user.
Of course. On top of that, we also have an internally developed process that allows us to anonymize data if the end user chooses to enable it. So we can also enable this process so that it goes in periodic intervals and anonymize all data. So this is both covered. Also, Smart is built on a minimum information required basis. So we only include the data that are absolutely required for the analysis that we are performing.
Yeah, and I would add something also, Vasu, here. As you said, we only require minimal personal data. However, in case the customer requires to provide more granular data to enable more advanced analysis, we have deployed the infrastructure architecture with the appropriate security controls in place, like encryption at rest, two-factor authentication, WAF, and CM. So we have this in place.
Nice, great. So another question is, somebody's asking, Smart seems like quite a data-heavy application? How was data from internal systems taken to the cloud for use within Apex? Data pump, for example?
Let me take this as well. We are actually using the API that is already provided by the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. I'm not a DBA, to be honest, to give you the details, but I know that they are using that they use the embedded API that is provided, the embedded service that is provided by cloud.
Nice. Okay, so another question. Somebody's saying, okay, is it one application or is it a set of Apex applications?
It is one application actually, and
it
contains a different set of modules. So it's one application that is smart, and it has different modules that cover different areas of the health insurance portfolio.
Is Smart available in the US? Somebody's asking.
No, unfortunately, we don't have a customer currently in the US. If there is an opportunity, of course, we're going to grab this and go there. But we are not heavily, let's say, active in the US market. So in terms of sales, however, we are keeping, we are open for such an opportunity.
Nice. Did you use other reporting tool other than Apex? Somebody's saying.
Okay. Look, maybe the question is, Apex for me is not a reporting tool. Apex is a framework. You can, it enables you to create sophisticated and applications, transactional applications. Reporting is an element that we have in Smart. We selected. Basically, we don't have a lot of reports that comes out. Basically, we rely on dashboards, etc. But at a point of time, a customer required some a proper report. We use Jasper for this. However, we have for every dashboard, we have the feature of export to export all the data, the underlying data into Excel. So whenever you press export, it could export into Excel. But reporting tool like BI Publisher or we use Jasper for this.
Jasper report. All
yes.
Right. Great. Somebody
as I said, we already we are an Oracle partner, and we have BI Publisher in other application. But as I said, one of our objectives is to reduce the license cost to the minimum. That's why we didn't go to this by a publisher there.
Yeah, nice. A very good question here I'm saying is, Smart looks very fancy. Well done. Mm-hmm. Could you elaborate on any other technologies used to achieve the UI design? So Apex template customization, JavaScript libraries. Can you answer that?
Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. We actually use the plugins, Oracle set plugins, and Apex plugins, which were developed by our friends British. So we have a lot of additional plugins that were created customizable for Smart, but we did not include any additional technologies, if that's the question. We have relied on Apex and plugins.
Perfect. So some questions from me, if you don't mind. So what was the biggest challenge during the implementation of your software, and how did Oracle Apex help to overcome this challenge?
Mm-hmm.
Just to summarize.
So, yes. Okay, look, the biggest challenge was, for me, the biggest challenge was before starting the project and the decision to go with the Apex. Telling you the truth, Apex at that time when we took the decision was not advanced as it is now, with all these rich features that we have that you have included recently. There was a serious skepticism from my side whether this framework can deliver on the promise. This took more time than the actual project, telling you the truth, to take the decision to go with Apex. Finally, we took the decision. So and it turned out, as I said in the presentation, that that was a success. During the project, we have little experience with Apex, so nothing comparing to the scale planned for the new Smart. So we had an excellent UI UX team with a lot of ideas and needs defined by the product team, but we had no idea how we could, let's say, implement it in Apex, as the native components didn't have such features. So that's why, as Vasu mentioned, we used the help of our partner in order to help us with this. We wanted to add we want to develop also very fast, and there was probably some business opportunity that might be missed. So we want to do this very quickly, and that's why we went to the partner. So we looked for the partner who has this experience in Apex, and they were able to do this implementation and this customization. So basically, these are the main challenges that we faced. So the team was not ready. They didn't know Apex in the beginning, but with the help of the partner, they catch up very quickly.
Great. Okay, so I think that was the last question. I would like to thank you very much, Bilal and Vaso, for being here today and for being another happy customer of Oracle Apex. If you would like to see more customers presenting their innovations with Oracle Apex, please make sure that you visit the link that I put in the chat. Do hit that subscribe button so you get our notifications. Thank you all for being here today or tonight, depending where you are, and hope to see you in the next session next month. Thank you and see you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Salim. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye.